So social enables you to position yourself in such a way that you look like somebody that should be on the short list of people with whom they should be having a conversation.
Hello and welcome all my strategic selling group members, sales masterminds and all the followers of this Talking Sales series. Great to have you with us, and today I'm delighted to have Adam Gray with me. Welcome, Adam.
Hi John, nice to see you.
Hey, Adam's one of the leaders in the world of social around the world. He's a marketeer, but working with Tim Hughes, the two of them are probably the leaders in the implementation of social in the sales world, amongst other areas of business. And I'm really delighted to have you here, Adam, as an author, a strategist, a speaker on this subject. I think you'll have a lot to share with us that will be of interest to my followers.
I hope so.
I wanted to start by saying, in the discussions I've had up till now, I think this man's probably a little bit of a social bigot when it comes to sales, etc.
And proud to be such. Proud to be such, yes.
Look, my question, I guess, is how important is social, particularly in the world of sales? And in the future, how important is it that we all embrace it?
It's absolutely crucial. Over the last decade, we've seen the way people buy change significantly. Salespeople that are a well-honed machine of hosting calls and meetings, adding value, understanding clients' needs, closing business, that skill set that they have, which is rare and takes a long time to develop, is often massively diminished by the fact that they simply cannot get into the situation where they are facing off against a customer, having those conversations and adding that
It's actually getting tougher
Absolutely.
To break through the door and have those conversations.
Yeah, so you know, nowadays you leave messages for people and they simply don't respond. And, you know, where it used to be 10 calls and then it was 20 and then it was 50 and then it's 100 to get a single meeting, that's not a good use of a salesperson's skill set and their time. So social enables you to position yourself in such a way that you look like somebody that should be on the short list of people with whom they should be having a conversation.
There's a lot of people I talk to out there that are very negative, or they don't see that social has that bigger role in the future, because they said you still need to get on the phone.
Absolutely right, you do. Absolutely right, you do, because telephone has an intimacy to it, and it's that one-to-one conversation, and people want to be treated as an individual. But what you have to do is create the backdrop upon which I'm prepared to give you my time and have that call with you for you to sell your wares, to show your expertise, to demonstrate that you can listen to my needs and come back with something which is going to be of value. And we all know that our basic behaviour now is, if I phone you up and say, I'm really great at this, you should be buying from me, the first thing you do is go to Google. And as an individual, the first thing that will come up in the results is probably going to be my LinkedIn profile. So that's the most visible page about me, which adds to my credibility or makes that credibility evaporate.
And that's a very, very strong point. In my experience, you look at the profiles for professional salespeople on LinkedIn, and a lot of them are still CVs. They still don't sell themselves as somebody creating value for their customers.
Absolutely right. And I think that part of this is not because it's outside of their area of expertise or capability. It's simply that they haven't really invested the time to sit down and think about how it's going to be viewed by the person that's coming to have a look at it.
And that's really thinking strategically, isn't it? About who I am, how do I project, what's my unique promise of value, and how is that projected through my social profile?
Yeah, it's putting yourself ruthlessly in somebody else's shoes, if you like. And I think that the mistake that we all make to a greater or lesser extent is we think that people don't buy the way they used to buy, except for me. It's different because I'm really interesting and I've got a really great product. And we all tend to go with that premise. And you know, it's the old adage of somebody saying, what I really need is a telephone call with a salesman now. Said nobody ever. People try to avoid being sold to. So when you have that CV online, which makes you look like a salesman, a salesperson, makes you look like you're a closer of business, makes you look like you're a tenacious a target basher, actually that's the last thing that the customer wants to see. What they want to see is that you're their confidant, their best friend, their advisor, somebody that can upskill them and share your expertise with them to make them better equipped to make an informed purchase.
I mean, that's broaching on the whole subject that I talk about a lot, and the fact that we as salespeople need to be domain experts in the customer's domain. We need to be able to bring insight to the table that the customer values and helps them in a thinking journey through how they address the issues and problems and opportunities in their business. Whether you're on social or not, you need to be that person.
Absolutely, that's a prerequisite now. But I think that the reality is that you can be the best domain expert and the best helper for me to make the decision in the world, but I'm only going to know that after I have already engaged with you. The reality of the social presence is it's to get you to first base. It's to get you to the point where we're having that conversation, and then I can decide, yeah, here's a man that I trust and I believe in and clearly understands my issues, or here's somebody that's a charlatan or somebody that's just a salesperson.
So are you saying in the future we won't sell if we're not on social?
I think increasingly that's the case today. I think that's only going to increase as time goes by. You know, every year there is a report produced by Hootsuite and We Are Social, which is the state of the internet and social globally. And by January 2016, you would assume, I certainly assumed, that everybody that was going to sign up for a social network had signed up for a social network, because there was nobody left. You know, everybody was online. Between January 2016 and January 2017, the number of social accounts increased by 21%, which is just unbelievable. I would have thought that that was an impossibility for that to be achieved. So what it means is that instead of we're getting to the point where sign-ups and therefore the importance of this to access your market is slowing, it's actually increasing exponentially. The rate of increase is increasing.
Let me close down this discussion, and I'd like to then discuss more about how we do this, how we are more effective in social. But the bottom line you're giving me is all salespeople out there, if they're not on social and using social as part of their sales activity and a critical part of that sales activity, they're being left behind.
They are being left behind, and the increasing difficulty that they have of getting those meetings when they can shine as a salesperson, the increasing difficulty they have is only going to increase.
It's much more than just getting meeting, though, isn't it? It's sharing content. It's putting value on the table of the customers. It's,
absolutely.
You know, insight, the whole box, through a buyer journey. So, you know, I'd like to talk more about that in one of our future discussions as well. Okay, so bottom line, according to Adam, and I've got to say I agree, social is a critical part of our activity as a salesperson. Social doesn't mean we sell better. Social means we are still effective as effective salespeople. And that's another subject maybe we can discuss. But basically, in my view, if you can't sell, social is not going to help you.
Absolutely
If
right.
you can sell, social will help you immensely.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. Look forward to the next discussion, Adam.
Thank you.